So from the first class, the introduction class, my biggest takeaway was the definition of general well-being, meaning that you experience a full range of emotions, so that even when you're happy sometimes or you're sad sometimes, that that's all part of general well-being, is that experience all of the emotions. From the second class, positive psychology, the most important thing I learned was that circumstances only play 10% into your happiness. So I think that's really important right now, because we're all in kind of crummy circumstances, but that doesn't mean that you can't be happy. From the third one, flourishing, I liked when my biggest takeaway was that solving life problems using our signature strengths. So my top one was appreciation of beauty, and I use that a lot now to be in nature and to calm down when I'm feeling anxious. From achieving, the fourth one, achieving happiness, I liked when we talked about active and constructive responding. And so I've noticed that I appreciate when people respond actively and constructively to me, so I've been trying to do that a lot, and it's improved relationships in my life. For the fifth one, the how of happiness, the biggest takeaway I learned was about basic mindfulness. I use this tactic a lot now, especially when I'm trying to complete classes in this crazy environment, that I take time to clear my mind. From the sixth one, PERMA and positivity and love. The thing that I liked the most was Losada's ratio, the 3 positive thoughts for every 1 negative thought. I think that's good for staying positive in general, for keeping relationships positive, and for friendships and for self-image. For flow, the 7th one, as I've been quarantined, it's been interesting to find things that put me in that flow state, because by the end of the day, when the more flow states I've been in, it makes me feel more productive and just generally happier. From the 8th one, meaning and achievement, I liked learning about how the happy life versus the meaningful life. And so when you have meaning, you live a fuller life, and so that just gives perspectives for taking risks and to serve others even when it's not easy. From class period number 9, the happiest places, my biggest takeaway was inclusive design. The idea of solving a problem for one that will extend to many is an important principle in both professional and personal life. Class number 10, why we do what we do. This part about talking with increasing intrinsic motivation, I extended it to my life when in nannying kids, because it helps me see that offering them a choice and non-pressuring rewards will help them not only get the kind of behavior I want, but will also develop longer lasting qualities. In the 11th class period, self-determination theory, I learned to recognize intrinsic motivation in myself, specifically related to autonomy. I found that when I do not feel controlled, I'm more likely to do something. In class period number 10, time famine in America, what shocked me most was how much people don't take their vacation times in America. And so this is a goal of mine when I have a career, to take my vacation days. In class period 10, take back your time, I liked Brigham Young's advice on having 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, and 8 hours of recreation, because that sounds like a very balanced life to me. In 14, building a good life in the digital age, I've been working on creating digital free spaces. This includes spending time with my family or reading my scriptures or right before I fall asleep. 15, the intentional family. I learned that it's important to have family rituals be meaningful, repeated, and coordinated, and then that ties into class 16, family rituals. And while being quarantined with my family, we've established rituals such as playing games after dinner, doing puzzles together, and it's brought us closer together. Class period 17, Last Child in the Woods. I've taken the nature pyramid to heart, where I go outside every day. I'm trying to get on a hike every week, and I'm even planning a backpacking trip for the end of this month. 18, the experience economy. It was cool to look at how other companies use all 5 senses, and I never really noticed that until now, but looking back, that's really cool. 19, fostering empathy. I liked the point about viewing people outwardly, and that's really helpful in creating good relationships with others. Design thinking, class 20. I like the idea of thinking as building solutions rather than just thinking of solutions. I like that analogy. 21, designing your life. I like the point where we talked about how you don't really know what you're passionate about until you've tried something and mastered it, and that makes me more willing to dive into something that I find interesting in order to find a passion. Designing your life, 22, designing your life and wayfinding. This exercise was interesting to see what I would choose if money were not an object, and I thought that was really cool. It speaks a lot about what you actually want to do. 23, designing your life prototyping. I think that prototyping is a valuable skill in brainstorming rapidly and coming up with lots of ideas in order to solve a problem. And class 24, choosing happiness. The most compelling thing that I learned was that irreversible options make us the most happy, and this means that I should make a choice and go full in and dive right in to be the happiest.